tell Mark Zuckerberg, hey buddy, them things look a bit too much like real glasses. You're gonna have to make it very, very obvious that these are meta glasses and that they're recording people, okay? Maybe put a flashing red light, you know what I mean, whenever it's recording. Something like that. You can't have it looking the exact same. That's a deception. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Shama, and today we're gonna be reacting to Teacher Gets Exposed by Meta Glasses. The Meta Glasses are the tools of a snitch, okay? And they're very effective to use on the older generation because they don't know what they are. They just think you're wearing prescription glasses or something, so they don't even realize that they're being recorded. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's react to this video.
I recently found out that I was secretly recorded by Meta Glasses, and get this, the video has 2.3 million views.
And for reference, guys, this is a teacher. She teaches, I believe, in a middle or high school. And the person with the Meta Glasses, well, they were a student.
A month or so ago, I was at my daughter's basketball game in the evening. I walked out of the bathroom and I thought she was just introducing me to one of her friends. So I started talking to him like I do all my kids' friends, just very happy and chipper, you know, kind of like a normal mom. After he had asked me a few questions, my daughter grabbed my arm and pulled me away. And that's when she whispered, "Mom, he's wearing Meta Glasses."
And you guys all already know what these guys, they do with these Meta Glasses, no matter what the occasion is, where they are, who they're talking to, primarily, you know, women and girls, trying to rizz them up. But it just turns out in this situation, she's a teacher in a school, and the video makes her look a bit weird depending on how you look at it. And honestly, I think these Meta Glasses are, especially if you've seen my last video, a huge violation of privacy, and it's only gonna make people that much more low trusting of other individuals who have sunglasses on.
Yeah. I was gonna say but yeah, no, it's true. They do be a little bit of an invasion of privacy. I think it's different. Like if you're out in public, right? Anybody can have their phone out and record you. You're out in public. But I think if you're in a private setting or something like that, and you just have those on, you're recording everything, invasion of privacy right there. You feel me? They need to have make it more obvious that it's Meta Glasses. I don't know if they gotta put Meta right in the middle here, but you could cover that. But they really need to work on that, because they're getting more and more sophisticated, and they don't look like Meta Glasses, bro. You can just put on shades and then put Meta Glasses on and they look the exact same. It's dangerous. It's a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. It's the type of tools that somebody who worked at like the FBI or something like that would use to try and get some evidence or incriminate you or something like that. You know what I mean? And giving that to just random people, especially influencers, bro. Yeah, what could go wrong, right? What could possibly go wrong if we give this tool to just random influencers and people don't know that they're being recorded? They need to work on making it more obvious that it's Meta Glasses, you know?
Trusting of other individuals who have sunglasses on.
I had honestly never heard of Meta Glasses. I didn't even know what they were. They look like normal glasses.
You see that?
Me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The older generation, they have no idea. That's the scary part. They don't
even know what they were. They look like normal glasses to me. So here's the twist. I didn't think anything about it really until today. And when I saw that the video has now over 2.5 million views, it has something like 20,000 shares, 500 comments, and I'm gonna show you the clip, and then we're gonna talk.
Okay.
And before we get into this video, I just want to show you guys that this is the mom with her daughter coming out of a room, I guess the restroom. This weirdo was waiting for them, I suppose, outside of the female restroom. It says, day one, rizzing moms. They appear to be in a school. She's a teacher. And I just gotta say, man, these weirdos with these Meta Glasses doing this for content, while a lot of unsuspecting individuals aren't realizing that they're being recorded, in my opinion, is only gonna have negative impacts on the wider society, with people just not trusting other people, assuming that they're always going to be filmed for content.
Hello. Hi, Catherine. Good. How are you? No, I just want to let you know you're a very beautiful young lady.
What was that voice crack? You can definitely tell that this kid is no more than 16 years old.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, are you married?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Are you in a relationship?
So here's the moment I realized what was happening. And I still don't think I really realized what was happening until we walked away and I discussed it with her a little bit more in detail.
Well, ma'am, you were being used for content. Yeah. And I want everybody to know, everybody of all generations and age brackets, that if you see someone approach you with sunglasses on with the little 2 dots on each side, just assume you're being recorded and either walk away or just straight up ignore them.
And forget that, bro. If you just see somebody with glasses and shades, glasses, whatever, coming up to you, think twice. Think twice. You never know, bro. Maybe they cover the camera sophisticatedly, you feel me, so you don't notice that it's a camera. Like, people are gonna find ways to go around this. So if you just see glasses, okay, until they find out a way to make it more obvious that these are meta glasses and these are not, and there's a clear differentiator between two, just assume that if somebody's wearing glasses, they might be recording you, you know? So just be careful what you say around them.
Being recorded, and either walk away or just straight up ignore them.
See, now, like, we can go on 2 men, like her hating you.
That is crazy. See, now he said, "Are you married?" She said, "No, I am not." You can see her facial expression changes. And then he says, "Now we can go on a 2-man," which is just highly disrespectful. Now we can go on a 2-man, and for people who don't know what a 2-man is, it's basically 2 men with 2 girls. In this instance, it would be the mom and her daughter. You could read between the lines as to what that means. It's just crazy, man.
So let me ask you this. As a parent or as somebody that's just out, an American in public, should people be allowed to film strangers with meta glasses without telling them?
Well, according to the first...
Yeah, you can. Unfortunately, that's all I was saying. If you're out in public, you know, there's really nothing that you could do about it, because, you know, that you can argue what's the difference between that and a phone. You know, I could be recording you right here from my hip and you have no idea. And that's not illegal to do because we're in public. You know what I mean? Freedom of press and stuff like that. So, sorry, that's not the case.
Well, according to the First Amendment, the right to free speech and filming in public, especially for press assembly, unfortunately, it's legal. Meta glasses fall into that, in my opinion, invasion of privacy, especially in enclosed environments of which you work at as a school. Technically, it is legal. Although I don't think you should have to be paranoid and full of anxiety at your place of work, thinking you're going to be put on TikTok in front of millions of people, potentially embarrassed, or your job compromised because you're simply having a conversation with a student. But again, with this technology invading every facet of our lives, what can you do?
Would you feel like that's an invasion of your privacy? Where is this tech going to take us in the future? Would you be okay with this happening to you? Would you be okay with your kids having a pair of these meta glasses? Is this the future, or is this a privacy problem? Let me know what you think.
Oh, all right. Well, you look very good. I just want to let you know.
You know, this is only going to make, a lot of people. But, you know, when men are approaching, women with sunglasses on, it's only going to add that extra layer of weirdness and awkwardness.
You're ruining reputation for guys with glasses, too. Oh, my God. We ain't even talked about this, bro. If you're a dude with glasses, right, I'm sure you might be suffering from this, where if you were to approach a woman and try to talk to her, she might automatically think that you're recording her and might try to get away from you, even though that's not the case. They're just prescription glasses. I promise I'm not filming you. That's tough. That's tough for the guys who wear glasses and have to suffer from this. You know what I mean? Or if you're just even out wearing shades, bro, and you go to talk to somebody, then they run away from you thinking that you're recording them. It's like, no, bro, they're just shades. I'll take them off. Now, people with glasses got to take off their glasses to have conversations with people. So you're talking to someone and you can barely even see them. That's so tough, man. I'm so sorry, guys.
People are now going to automatically assume, oh, this weirdo with sunglasses on, he might be recording me. When in reality, most people don't have these meta glasses on, and they're just trying to, block their eyes from the sun. Maybe trying to use sun protection like normally in the spring and summertime. And, it's just, I hate how we all have to be angsty and we all have to be on guard, assuming everyone has the worst intentions for us. And now people are saying, this one comment from Paul, he says, almost looked like a few more minutes and she would have caught a charge. She's just upset that she got caught flirting with a student in 4K. And to me, it didn't really look like flirting. Maybe I could rerun it back. I don't know. Another person said, with these two images here, back to back saying amused versus not amused. Within a matter of seconds, anyone that thinks she was flirting and giving this kid play can't read body language or facial expressions. Though in all honesty, she should have openly put him in his place instead of being subtle about her lack of interest.
I hear that part, okay? I hear the part where it's like, yo, she should have just come out and said, young man, I'm not doing this. This is inappropriate. Get to walking, buddy. That's what she should have said, okay? She should have just shut him down immediately. When he said, yo, you're a beautiful lady, it's like, no. Don't even take the compliment. I know it's just a compliment. It's not that big of a deal. No, this is a professional place. You know, that's where she works at. And that's a kid telling you that. You don't have to take a freaking compliment from a kid. It's a kid. You know what I mean? Probably doesn't even mean much, to be honest with you. Shut that down immediately. But she didn't, and maybe that look kind of made it, seem like she's giving him a chance. Even though she wasn't, maybe she was just being nice, a bit maybe too nice, and not putting her foot down and saying, no, get away from me, young man. This is inappropriate. You saw the daughter. She was trying to put her away. She was like, no, she was laughing. She already knew, this is not good. They're trolling or something like that. But the mom, she had no idea. So, what can you do then, man?
Her lack of interest, and as a parent, she should have corrected his inappropriate behavior about approaching adults like this at a school, but who am I to judge? So I mean,
if you do this to an African parent, you're gonna get slapped in the face. You're gonna get slapped across the face. You come up to an African mom and you go tell her that, bro, you gonna get slapped across the face. Maybe that's what people are expecting. But she was just being a bit too nice, in my opinion.
A school, but who am I to judge? So I mean, with these two images, you can see here, I guess she was just being nice. Especially teachers in professional settings like this, they try to be nice. They don't want to be a jackass. Guy brings up something about a two-man. Obviously, her facial expression changes. Someone in the comment section said, that's I'm not amused face, 100% annoyed now. Another person back on TikTok now says, if you are in public, you have no expectation of privacy. You may not like it, but that's just how it is. And I believe, that's just how it is under the structure of our current laws, but we can change them. And I think we need to do that with the utmost importance, because genuinely speaking, I don't want to live in a society where everybody's full of anxiety and everybody doesn't want to be authentic and organic and be their true selves. Because
it might get to the point, bro, where like everyone is just wearing meta glasses and everybody's recording each other. You feel me? And then it's like, well, and then it's like if a crime takes place, everybody had meta glasses. You feel me? Somebody saw it. We can just review the footage and then check on that. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the one positive. I don't know. But no, we do need to make it more obvious, at least. Maybe if you can't change that law, you feel me? And it's the First Amendment. You ain't finna change the First Amendment, bro. Okay? But at least we can make it more obvious, Tell Mark Zuckerberg, hey, buddy, them things look a bit too much like real glasses. You're going to have to make it very, very obvious that these are meta glasses and that they're recording people, okay? Maybe put a flashing red light, you know what I mean, whenever it's recording. Something like that. You can't have it looking the exact same. That's a deception. That's not good. That's bad, bro.
Be authentic and organic and be their true selves, because they feel as though there's always going to be CCTV out there. Someone's always recording with an iPhone or meta glasses or some smart device thingamajiggy with.
Yeah, but with an iPhone, right, you could like sneak record and stuff, but it's more visible. It's not as subtle, bro. Someone pulls up a phone and does this, they're recording, or they does this and then they holding it up for a bit. They're not looking at the phone. They're recording you. It makes it so obvious. With the glasses, you're just talking to somebody like this the whole time. Like it's normal, you know what I mean? And you have no idea the whole time that you are being recorded. That's the scary part about this whole thing.
Someone's always recording with an iPhone or meta glasses or some smart device thingamajiggy with wireless speakers that can compromise them later in the future. Back in the day, this wasn't such a prevalent issue, and that's why things were more easygoing. Look at footage back in the early to late 90s, early 2000s. People were much more relaxed. You could approach anybody, have a conversation. People were less stressed because all these devices weren't invading every facet of our lives. Another person said, meta glasses are cool, but used this way, they are creepy. Bill Conley says, unfortunately, it's legal. Lee says, doesn't matter how you feel, there is no no right to privacy in a public setting. But be that as it may, laws aside, what about ethics and morals? You know, what about how the general public feels about this?
Right.
Are we not able to change a law if the majority of people do not like a particular thing in a particular part of the law? Are we not, as people, as resident citizens of this great land, able to change that law? Because I genuinely think these need to be...
They're not going to change the law, gang. I'm telling you, bro, they're not going to change the law. The first thing they'll do is try to maybe even remove meta glasses. They'll remove meta glasses before they change the law. They ain't changing.
These need to be banned in certain settings. I don't like them. Sure, we have a case for CCTV security footage and cameras. Okay, obvious. CCTV is only, typically relegated to security officers or higher administrators, right? But these things anybody can buy, anybody can film you without you knowing it. This is the difference between a phone and the meta glasses. A phone is very obvious. Someone's pulling out a phone to film you. You know they're filming you, so you can adjust your behavior to protect yourself. But with these meta glasses, it kind of just looks like regular glasses, regular sunglasses. I'm pretty sure they have the non-tinted ones to make them appear as if they're prescription meds, like the medicated glasses. And a lot of people just wouldn't realize that.
Whoa, that's crazy. Who posted this video? I don't even know if I want to be going back like that, because I don't want to, dwell on it a bit too much. But dude found a random guy walking, looks like a college campus, and just identified him and almost doxed the brother just from him walking around, bro. Oh, that's dangerous. I don't like that at all. We got to get rid of
the
these guys.
non-tinted ones to make them appear as if they're prescription meds, like the medicated glasses. And a lot of people just wouldn't realize that they're being filmed. And I think that is the distinction right there. The difference between knowing you are being filmed by CCTV or an iPhone, and the difference between not knowing you're filmed, saying something that could compromise you, unbeknownst to you, and then potentially losing your job or being filmed for content on TikTok without your consent. I don't know. Am I off? Another person said it's 2026. If a stranger walks up to you and starts talking to you, you should assume that there's at least a possibility that you're being filmed by them or someone nearby. So if you talk to strangers, don't assume it's private. And that is the messed up thing about modern society.
It's messed up, but man, it's true, bro. Especially if you're out in public, bro. If you're out in public and some random person just comes up to you and starts talking to you, and maybe they're wearing glasses, take it with a pinch of salt. You might be being recorded. And even if they're not wearing a pair of glasses, maybe there might be somebody in the background. Let me get rid of this, bro. Mark Zuckerberg trying to stop me with this. Nah, hell no, bro. We gonna talk about this, bro. We gonna dismantle the meta glasses. There might be somebody else hidden in the bushes or something like that who is recording you. If you're out in public, bro, just assume that I don't want to say just assume everybody's watching you, because that might cause anxiety. No, don't do that. But just assume that people are watching. You feel me? Anybody can watch. Maybe I should say that. Just assume that anybody can see you. And now in 2036, that includes the internet. The internet might be watching you right now. You never know. So you might just have to handle yourself accordingly. For some people, they don't care. It's not a big deal. But for some people who are very private, you feel me, and they don't want to have to deal with that, I'm sure this might be, not might be. This is very annoying. The anxiety that you feel going outside, you have to worry about being recorded and stuff like that. I'm sure this is extremely annoying to your life, bro.
So if you talk to strangers, don't assume it's private. And that is the messed up thing about modern society. Because back in the day, it wasn't the thing. If somebody approached you, sure, you might be a little wary, but you wouldn't automatically assume that you're being filmed. Now everything is content. Thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? These meta glasses, I swear to God, they're going to cause a lot of issues for us down the road.
Well, I am at least happy that the mother did not lose her job, because that would have been diabolical, bro. She didn't do nothing wrong. This kid just trying to get some content, you feel me? Trying to rizz out moms. So weird, bro. But she wasn't trying to get with the kid. She was just being nice, you feel me? So if you're a Gen X or millennial or whatever it is, and you don't know about meta glasses, now you do, and you might be a bit more careful, more wary when somebody, a random stranger, comes up to you and starts talking to you with the glasses on. Let me know what you guys think about the situation in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe. Go check out one of these two videos. I'll see you guys over there. Take care.